Hello, Rama Pupuda. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with devotee Robert Adams. One day, Anuradha felt so grateful that she held Robert's hand and said, I want to do something for you. Please tell me what service I can render. He replied, Yes, you can give Ramana Ashramam food. I am very fond of the food there, and I will eat it if you make it for me. Anuradha happily agreed. There were not enough vessels to make South Indian food, so we had to look for these vessels. When someone lent us a vessel, they also said, We too will come for the lunch. Robert had said that only 6 people were invited. Then, every 2 hours, Robert would send word that 6 more people would be coming for lunch. It ultimately added up to 60 people. Anuradha and a few others prepared the food from very early in the morning. Since Ramana Ashramam food meant sambar, rasam, vegetables, yogurt, papat, and payasam. Some people told us that it was enough if Robert was served. The others could take the food as prasad. However, Anuradha was firm that everyone be fed because she remembered that Bhagavan, in his lifetime, wanted himself to be served last, so that everyone else could be fed. The next day, a sumptuous and delicious lunch was served. Anuradha herself served Robert. Everyone else helped themselves. He had 3 or 4 helpings of each and he was delighted. We were all very happy that Robert ate the food with so much relish. After lunch, Anuradha, in all her innocence, asked Robert, Robert, was it like the ashram food or was something missing? Robert answered, Yes, it was perfectly delicious. Only one thing was missing, the banana leaf on which the food is served there. Everyone wanted a satsang after lunch. Robert said, I am not going to talk today. Only Ganesan will talk, and he should talk on the topic chosen by me. Your topic, Ganesan, is Bhagavan and the monkeys. I must have spoken for about 20 minutes. Everyone laughed a lot and enjoyed the talk. Then someone from the audience told Anuradha, We have heard about Bhagavan from Ganesan. We would like to hear about Ganesan from you. Robert intervened and said, Anuradha, I will give you a topic. Talk about Bhagavan and Ganesan. Anuradha gave an account of my childhood, my relationship with Bhagavan. Now, Bhagavan, how Bhagavan taught me to serve salt and a few other incidents. She said, Bhagavan was known for his Tanga Kai or golden hand. Whatever Bhagavan touched thrived and prospered. In Ramana Nagar, Ganesan is called the funeral hand because he lights the funeral pyre of those old devotees who die in Ramana Nagar and in Ramana Ashramam. There was a burst of laughter from the audience when they heard this. Robert pretended to become very serious and said, All those who are afraid of death run away from here because the funeral hands are here. I was at his feet at the time. He bent towards me and said, Ganesan, extend your hands. I am ready. At that time, we all thought that he was just joking. When it was time for Robert to leave, Sharmila, who was a good singer and a great devotee, began to sing. Everyone joined in the singing. Robert got up and danced to the tune of Hit the Road, Jack. Don't come back, no more, no more, no more. He was always dressed informally and he was wearing a t-shirt, jeans, and a cap turned backwards. He was a simple man, natural, humorous, and constantly joking. Most of the jokes were at his own expense. We enjoyed ourselves truly. I want to share an important feature that repeatedly took place in the presence of Robert Adams. The moment I met him, whether it was at Hollywood or at Sedona, he would extend his hand. I always carried in my pockets 2 small packets of vibhuti and kumkum taken from Sri Bhagavan's shrine as his prasad. Even now I continue to do so. When I first met Robert Adams at Hollywood, he asked me why I was wearing the religious marks of Vibhuti and Kumkum on my forehead. I told him that Vishwanath Swami once told a dear friend and fellow devotee, "You have a very broad forehead. It would look appropriate if you adorn it with Vibhuti and Kumkum." After some time, when this devotee met Vishwanatha Swami at the ashram, he noticed that this devotee was not wearing Vibhuti and Kumkum. Vishwanatha Swami did not say anything to him. Instead, he turned to me immediately and, in my friend's presence itself, commanded me, "Start wearing them on your forehead for my sake." I was never a ritualist, and Swami knew that very well. Yet, since such a powerful command had come from him, from that day onwards I started wearing them, not only as prasad from Sri Bhagavan, but also as a blessing from Vishwanatha Swami. Instantly, Robert Adams said, "Whenever you meet me, please put Sri Bhagavan's prasad on my forehead too." I did it and received the added blessings of the American Siddha Purusha, Robert Adams. Soon we were back in India and staying at the Krishnamurti Foundation in Banaras. One day I was told that there was an international call for me. It was Robert Adams. He addressed me by my name, but he could continue no further. His assistant Richard spoke to me. He said, "Robert invites you to come to Sedona and spend 3 months in spring with him. He is very insistent. He would like Anuradha also to come with you since he understands that you cannot travel alone. He will make all the arrangements. Sharmila will pick you up. The other devotees will take care of your needs. Please come for the spring." Back at the ashram, there was a letter for me in Robert's own handwriting. "Ganesan, please come and spend the whole of spring with me." I was very moved by the invitation. Anuradha and I landed in San Francisco exactly at the time that Robert dropped his body in Sedona. Was it one of his practical jokes? I recalled the time when he said, "Take me in your funeral hands." It was literally true now. There was something that Robert definitely wanted to convey to me. Anuradha and I continued our journey to Sedona, where we met Sharmila, a wonderful and beautiful lady. She did not have a house of her own. We stayed with her in 3 or 4 different places as she was house sitting. The old devotees of Robert wanted me to participate in their satsangs. I talked about self-enquiry and how, by practicing this, we can attain that state of quietude and silence. The silence that Bhagavan had given Robert, and the silence that Robert had given to all the devotees. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupote.